Manzi, broadcasting from Kigali. Here is the news in English, brought to you by Fiona Mugano. The headlines. The Rwanda Investigations Bureau has launched an operation to arrest environmental polluters. The National Council of Persons with a Disability has said preparations are underway for Rwanda's first digital census of people with disability, whose results will be used to establish a national registry. Angola's ruling party has won the August 24th general elections. Welcome back. News in detail. The Rwanda Investigations Bureau has launched an operation to arrest environmental polluters. This comes following the investigation and identification of major environmental polluters by the Rwanda Environment Management Authority across various districts. According to Teddy Murangira, the spokesperson for the Rwanda Investigations Bureau, 19 people have been arrested for environmental crimes, and so far all those arrested are mining operators. Murangira said that the operations to arrest environmental polluters continue, considering that different environmental crimes have been recorded. The National Council of Persons with Disability has said preparations are underway for Rwanda's first digital census of people with disability, whose results will be used to establish a national registry. The council said the traditional data collection with pen and paper made it impossible to have a national database of disabilities, their causes, and the challenges disabled people face. The census will cost $1 million, and 60% of it will be spent on data collection. After the census, the government will roll out a disability management information system, the first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa, according to the officials. The system will also facilitate researchers in the disability sector. Although data on disabilities in Rwanda is collected occasionally, the NCPD says there is a gap of nationwide reliable disaggregated data, which makes it difficult for evidence-based planning and advocacy of inclusive policies. Construction works of a bus station in Nyakabungo sector in Rubavu district has begun, which will improve public transportation to and from the district. The bus station, which will be built on a 2-hectare plot, will be completed in 2 phases and will cost between 6 and 7 billion Rwandan francs. Supermarkets and restaurants will also be included. According to Rubavu district's residents, the bus station will help in the district's development. Shopkeepers in Karunji district's Rangila sector have complained about the district's new policy requiring them not to display products in front of their stores. They say that no displaying products in front of their stores causes them to lose customers and money. When passing through the Kigali, Rwengera and Karunji Road junctions, you'll notice that there are no shops with products displayed in front of them, and the shopkeepers say that displaying their products in front of their shops was a way for them to market their products. According to district officials, the policy was implemented to reduce the amount of trash on the streets. However, the district council said they were unaware of the shopkeepers' problem and that they would investigate it to find a solution. Farmers in Chiramuruzi sector of Gatsibo district have expressed their concerns about hippos destroying their crops. The hippos are from Lake Muhazi. Farmers are also concerned that these hippos will start attacking people and children, given that people still get water from the lake. They claim to have had the problem for quite some time and have requested that the authorities address it. This problem of hippos attacking people and destroying their crops has recently been also reported in Gwimpogo sector of the Gatsibo district and in Gwimiaga and Karanga's sectors in Nyagatare district. According to Gatsibo district officials, when animals destroy crops, they work with a special guarantee fund to help farmers recover from their losses. Sekanyanja Leonard, the deputy mayor in charge of economic development in the Gatsibo district, said they'll do advocacy to the Rwanda Development Board so that they relocate the hippos to where they cannot harm people or raid crops. Economic news is a regular feature on Radio Imanzi. The Rwanda Stock Exchange Market Report. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 41,923,700 Rwandan francs worth of bonds traded in 5 deals on the fixed income market and 336,000 Rwandan francs from 8,000 I&M Bank shares traded in 1 deal on the equities market. The equities counters closed with I&M Bank at 42 Rwandan francs, Bralirwa at 165 Rwandan francs, Bank of Kigali at 272 Rwandan francs, M10 Rwanda at 177 Rwandan francs, Simerwa at 120 Rwandan francs, Equity Bank at 440 Rwandan francs, Kenya Commercial Bank at 370 Rwandan francs, National Media Group at 1,200 Rwandan francs, Uchumi Supermarket at 104 Rwandan francs, and RH Buffalo closed the counter at 526 Rwandan francs as the market closed. The currency market review of today. The Kenyan shilling buying price was 8.5 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 8.7 Rwandan francs. Tanzanian shilling buying price was 0.43 and the selling price was 0.44. Ugandan shilling buying price was 0.26 and the selling price was 0.27. Burundian franc buying price was 0.49 and the selling price was 0.5. The US dollar buying price was 1,023 and the selling price was 1,044. The British pound buying price was 1,193 and the selling price was 1,216. The euro buying price was 1,015 and the selling price was 1,035 Rwandan francs.
Some items of international news on Radio Imanzi.
The summit between Japan and Africa finished with a promise of $30 billion in investment in African aid. The Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida also promised to pressure for an African seat at the UN Security Council. The summit held in Tunis also served as a platform for business between Japan and the continent. Tanzania's retired Chief Justice Mohamed Chande Othman has arrived in Kenya to head a high-level group of eminent African judges and jurists in observing the proceedings of the 2022 presidential petitions at the Supreme Court. They'll attend all Supreme Court hearings and document the proceedings based on international human rights standards of fairness. They'll also analyze the role and independence of Kenya's judiciary in examining electoral disputes. The team will also review the social-political climate in the run-up to the petitions. Angola's ruling party MPLA has won the August 24th general elections with 51.17% of the votes handing the incumbent a second term. The MPLA also got 124 legislators in the parliament. A Nigerian court has rejected a request to extradite suspended police officer to the United States after he was implicated by a social media celebrity in a fraud case. The Deputy Police Commissioner, Abba Kyari, was suspended after he was implicated in the case of Nigerian social media influencer Ramon Abbas, who pleaded guilty to money laundering and other crimes in the United States. A federal court sitting today in Abuja dismissed an extradition request filed by Nigeria's Attorney General Abubakar Malami after Kyari's indictment in the U.S. The court dismissed the application, calling it strange, incompetent, and bereft of merit. They say that as the country's chief law officer, Malami ought to be aware that the Extradition Act forbids the surrendering of a defendant that is already facing trial before a competent court in the country. The French Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne warned company bosses today about the risk of energy rationing this winter and urged them to take steps to reduce their consumption. She said the government was already drawing up contingency plans which included a quota trading system that would enable companies to buy and sell power quotas. With that, we come to the end of tonight's edition.